So in Japanese, how do you actually connect two different ideas in time? How do you say when this thing happens, that other thing happens? It's one of those skills that's absolutely essential for telling any kind of story, and today we are going to get it down cold.
Right? This is the big question, isn't it? How do you link a condition, like, say, eating breakfast, to something that happens at the same time, like drinking milk? It's a hurdle every single Japanese learner comes up against, and thankfully, the solution is just one powerful little word.
And that word is toki, pronounced toki. This is your golden key for creating what we call time clauses. It works pretty much exactly like when or at the time of in English, and you're going to see it pop up with verbs, adjectives, and even nouns. So here's our game plan. We'll look at how toki hooks up with different types of words, starting with verbs. Then, we'll tackle both kinds of Japanese adjectives, and we'll finish up with nouns. By the end of this, you'll have the complete roadmap for using it.
All right, let's kick things off with verbs. This is probably the most common way you're going to use toki. And the best part? The rule is about as simple as it gets. Seriously, it's this easy. You just take the dictionary form of a verb, the basic one like taberu, for to eat, and you literally just place toki right after it. That's it. No weird conjugations, no extra particles, nothing to worry about. Let's see this in action. Check it out. Taberu, the dictionary form, is immediately followed by toki. This makes the first half of our sentence, when I eat breakfast, and the second half, I drink milk, is what happens during that time. Okay, let's try one more to really let it sink in. The verb to go out is dekakeru. We just attach toki to create our when clause, when my mother goes out, and the result? She locks the door. The pattern is exactly the same, dictionary form plus toki.
So verbs are pretty straightforward, but what if you want to talk about when a certain condition is true? Like when it's cold or when something is fun. To do that, we've got to turn to our i-adjectives.
And you're going to love this. The rule is identical to the one for verbs. You just take the adjective in its regular form and stick toki right on the end. Again, no changes, no extra words. Super simple.
For example, let's take the adjective I, which means good. We just put toki right after it to build our clause. And bam, you get a perfect sentence. When the weather is good, we play in the park.
Now, let's see that again. The adjective for expensive is takai. So, takai toki means when it's expensive. See the logic? When that condition of being expensive is met, the result is you don't buy it. Makes perfect sense.
Okay, so far so good, right? It's just been add toki. But now we're getting to our next category, na-adjectives, and this is where we need to add one small but really important extra step. This is a spot where a lot of learners get tripped up.
And here is the key difference. Before you can add toki, you have to insert the particle na. You can think of na as a little bridge that connects the na adjective to the idea of when. Forgetting it is one of the most common mistakes out there, so let's really make sure this rule sticks.
This shows the difference perfectly. An i-adjective, like I, connects right to toki, no problem. But a na-adjective, like hima, needs that little na bridge to make the connection. So it has to become himana toki.
Here's how that works in a real sentence. Hima is a na-adjective that means to have free time. We can't just say hima toki. We need that connector, na, which gives us the correct phrase, when Ken is free, he studies at the library.
Let's do one more, just to be sure. The word for quiet is shizuka, and it's a not adjective. So, what do? We connect it with na to get shizuka not toki. The full sentence then becomes, when it is quiet, I listen to music.
So we've covered actions, and we've covered descriptions. Now for the last piece of the puzzle, nouns. This is what you use when you want to define a time by a thing or concept, like childhood, or an event like the meeting.
Now, just like our noun adjectives, nouns also need a connector. But this time, instead of na, we use the particle no. And the structure is always the same. It's the noun, followed by no, followed by toki.
For instance, yasumi is a noun that means holiday or day off. We link it with no to create our time clause, yasumi no toki. When it's a holiday, the school is quiet.
Here's a super common way you'll hear this used. Kodomo means child, so kodomo no toki literally means at the time of being a child, or as we'd say, when I was a child. So this sentence means, when my older sister was a child, she lived in Tokyo.
Okay, we've gone through verbs, both types of adjectives, and nouns. Now let's just pull all those rules together and put them side by side so we can see the whole system in one go. And there it is, the whole shebang. Verbs and a-adjectives are the easy ones. They just connect directly to toki. Na-adjectives and nouns are the ones that need that little bridge. You use na for na-adjectives, and you use no for nouns. These 4 simple rules are all you need to say when in Japanese.
So, let's put this into practice right now. I have a question for you. 暇な時何をしますか? When you are free, what do you do? Go ahead, try to answer that using one of the patterns we've just covered, because that's how you really turn this knowledge into a skill you can use.